Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426, and today we have the review of the Premium Bandai exclusive, or P-Bandai exclusive, HGUC Zaku 3 Custom Twilight Axis version. Now, I've ordered this like a few months ago, and it arrived yesterday, which is a Saturday, so I kind of got confused on the post office system in Korea, but oh well. I finished building this last night after some hard labor. When I mean labor, I was helping out one of my sister's new house paint job and stuff. So anyway, yeah, I finished building this last night, and I know this is based on a really old kit, to be precise, the third HGUC that ever existed. But I'm pretty impressed by the quality of the kit. So anyway, let's get on to the review. Once again, this was seen in the Twilight Axis anime, which a lot of people don't really like, but I personally like the art style and stuff and what's going on. But yeah, so let's look at the components. There's a lot of stuff you get, so let's get on with those. First off, what you get, of course, is the Zaku 3 custom, and then what officially you get, let's say, 4 rifles. You get 4 of them. One is from the Zaku 3 mass production type. Oh yeah, one thing about this kit is that it's like a mixture of the Zaku 3 Zaku 3 custom and the Zaku 3 mass production type. So you get the Zaku 3's mass production type's rifle. You get the Zaku 3 customs beam rifle. You get 2 more, which one of them is from the Gyrodoga's standard beam rifle or beam machine gun. And lastly, you get another beam machine gun, which is also from the Gyrodoga. So that's 4 rifles in total. These 2 rifles are the modern type, so they have the hand and peg system, but the hand they give you for this weapon does not have it, since it's the Zaku 3's hands. So okay, that's what you're officially getting. There are some leftovers. For hands, you get 2 multi-purpose hands and 2 trigger hands, which is one for each hand, which is a very uncommon thing. Now, another thing that you get are these. Okay, I will admit this is a really dumb thing to do. In the promo pics, I could have sworn that these were actually beam sabers with separate colors, but they come in like these, so I'm not even gonna demonstrate these, since those who have these Zaku 3 Kai or custom should know how these work. So I'm just gonna throw away this shit. And then let's see. Okay, you get some leftover parts for the other Zaku 3 variants. So here's some leftover parts that you can actually make. First is the Zaku 3 Customs backpack. The one that this one uses actually is the mass production type's backpack. So they do give you enough pieces to actually make this. So that's actually a pretty interesting thing. You also get the parts to make the Zaku 3 mass production type's head. Now, currently it's pink, and you don't get an extra mono eye. I just happen to have an extra mono eye, so I just made one for shits and giggles. And yeah, I say that's a pretty interesting concept, man. I do prefer this version because of the color. You get some leftover parts. This is the leftover parts for the knee for the Zaku 3 custom. I assume the ones I'm using is the normal mass production types. Here's another leftover part. So that's that. And you have this other extra trigger finger. This one I actually cut off because I just wanted to test something out. So you actually get, well, once again, more leftover polycaps. And then lastly, let me zoom out a little bit. You get a whole bunch of this. This is from the Gyrodoga, I assume, because the 2 beam machine guns were on this plate. So you get some parts from the Gyrodoga. Most likely some inner frame parts like the head, the shield connector, some other parts, more hands. I did not cut these off because I'm not going to use it on this kit for now. So yeah, it's just good to know that you actually get a whole plate of these. Okay, now let's get on to the review. Once again, those who have the Zaku 3 custom or mass production type HGUC should know the articulation, because it's pretty much the same articulation. So let's get on with the head first. Once again, the instruction manual was not the typical, but just literally the manual to build this, so there's no information on the manual. Oh, and one thing I should also mention would be the stickers. You get 2 sticker sheets. One is this. I pretty much only use the mono eye. The black section is pretty much obvious where you're supposed to put it inside the head and then put an eye sticker. It was already black enough, so I already used these. These white stickers, I will mention where they're supposed to go. I just colored them. And you get this decal sheet, a very nice decal sheet. You get one gigantic Xeon symbol, You get not the same size, but a little bit more smaller, and two small ones right over here. One is on the chest, as you can see. Okay, now let's get on to the head. The head, nothing too special going on. It's once again the old version mono-eye head, so the mono-eye does not actually move at all. You can pretty much rotate it around like this, and it doesn't have much movement despite being on a ball joint, so that's pretty much stuck there. But the mono-eye sticker is a metallic pink, I believe. Here's one of the symbols I used. The body, one thing I was kind of impressed is that it sort of has like a semi-ab crunch where you can move it a little bit like here. So that's something impressive for its age. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the body. I think I'll go with the backpack. Once again, the backpack being from the Zaku 3 mass production type. Those gigantic white stickers were supposed to be applied to these canisters, the fuel cans, on the backpack. I just colored it in metallic silver because I did not want to wrap around areas. And I don't know, but I feel like they went to try to go all out on the backpack because I don't know, there's a lot of good detail on it. Since I'm on the back, let me deal with this first. Now, if you go to the Gundam Wiki and then look at the backside of this variant, this symbol does not exist. Instead, I'm assuming that what they want you to do is apply this. So I was first planning on scraping this off and then applying the sticker, but for now, I'm gonna think on that first. So I'm just gonna keep this for now. This comes in entirely red, so I colored it in a metallic gold Gundam marker. On the process, I kind of scraped it off a little bit too much, so there's some scratch marks, so I might as well just cut this part off entirely. But I do really like this gigantic back skirt. Okay, now we've seen that, now let's get the arms. The arm articulation, there's not much to expect, since it's the old style, like the Alex, where there's a peg coming out from the main body, connected, so there's no forward or backward shoulder movement. There's not much you can move. This is as far as you go to the side, but it has your typical 360 twist, and then a 90-degree arm bend, and then typical ball jointed hands. On this side, for example, this armor is kind of interesting. This part somehow moves for some reason, and you can move it around and reveal some, I'm assuming, grenades / missile launchers in it. So yeah, that's a pretty interesting gimmick. Okay, now let's look at the front skirt. There's not much going on with the front skirt except for that gigantic back skirt being stuck there. The side skirts don't move at all as well. The front skirts do move because these are also supposed to be weapons, I assume. And I think these are supposed to be the beam sabers that with it they're stored. But also, if you've seen the anime, these have handles that can pop out, which also serves as weapons. However, I don't know why, but I'm having trouble making it hold it because there's no movement, there's no backward or forward movement on the shoulders. I can't I can't do it. So yeah, I'm not gonna demonstrate that, but just letting you guys know they do have these handles inside. Okay, now let's look at its legs. Now I did do a little bit of panel lining, like on the sides here. Nothing too special going on. I mean, the front skirts are separate pieces, but you're supposed to go forward, but because of the non-moving side skirt, this is as far as you go, with like less than a 90-degree bend and a ball jointed feet, and that's pretty much it. No side swivels because they're all just the old style pegs on the waist, but thanks to the gigantic feet, you don't have any balance issues. Also, one thing I did find interesting is this gimmick. I honestly I'm not sure what this gimmick is supposed to be. I'm assuming like when it's flying around, it like flips open, or like the HGUC Zaku, it's like to latch on to stuff, I assume. So yeah, this is a kind of an interesting gimmick. Okay, now we've seen the mobile suit itself, and I threw away the beam sabers. Now let's look at its weapons. So here's the way how the trigger fingers work is that this one's kind of stable. This is not wobbly. If you use this one, it's kind of wobbly. So let me just demonstrate on one hand. So it holds all the beam rifles with no problem at all. So you won't have any like stability issues on the rifles. But the way how the rifles work is that it's one of those old style trigger fingers where you have to work your way through. Now that one did not have any problems holding it. This one, on the other hand, is kind of unstable, like, because the handle itself is not like a perfect fit. It's gonna be like all wobbly. Come on. Yeah, it's like wobbly. And the front knife, I believe, this is a knife, I believe, not like a beam saber, but you can move it a little bit. And the way, I'm not really sure how you're supposed to hold it, but I'm assuming it's like this or something, or if it goes like through like the armpit. So yeah, it's just good to know that you have a weapon like that. For these weapons, since these things actually have those pegs on this side, you can only apply these to the right. Only to the right side of the hand, because these covers will not be able to close shut if it's in the inside, I believe. But we could try it one more time. So here we go. We have the beam machine gun. It's kind of difficult to apply the trigger finger because, yeah, if I try to plug it in, because of these pegs, it's like blocking its process, so you don't have much options. Yeah, I'm trying to put it in, but it's not working at all. So you can only apply it to the right hand. So I already showed you guys the machine gun. So what the? Yeah, so it's kind of tricky, but you have to work your way around. And yeah, this thing's not working. Yeah, there we go. You kind of need to force it, but yeah, it does work in a way. So you have the Uradoga's beam rifle. And yeah, it holds it pretty well. I mean, I really like this rifle in particular, and the machine gun as well. So I really like the fact that you get 4 beam rifles and 2 trigger fingers, so you can actually apply to each for each hand. That's something that you don't really see too often. I always like want to have like a double rifle holding mobile suit, but sometimes it's just not happening. Well, I guess that's pretty much it for the review. This was the premium Bandai exclusive Zaku 3 custom Twilight Axis version. To be honest, this premium Bandai kit, once again, if you're only into like really new, high, top-notch, very nice kits, this is not for you. This is more likely for old school people, or those who really like the old school designs, or who don't really mind getting like old kits at all. For me, I did not have these any Zaku 3 kits, and then I really did not like the original colors, so that's why I got this, and I'm really glad I actually got this. I really love the bulk inside of the kit. Those who are wondering how big it is, it's kind of big. Like, this is the Dragon, but yeah, you can see it's really big. But yeah. Anyways, thank you for watching. Once again, this was the review of the Zaku 3 custom from Twilight Axis, premium Bandai. If you guys got any questions or requests, leave a comment below. If I got anything wrong, leave a comment below as well. I still have more kits to buy and build, so please stay tuned. Until then, see you guys next time.